Would you mind if I recorded you?
No, I don't.
Okay, so the first question is, how has the town changed between now and 20 years ago with regard to crime rates, political change, or population size?
Well, there have been many changes in 20 years. First of all, the question for crime. This area was not very heavy on crime then, and it's not now. So I don't think there has been any deterioration in the crime situation. Population, it has really changed dramatically. Demographically, the population is much more diverse. We have a very high percentage of people from Latin America and Asia who were not present in that number. Particularly Asians have become a very major element in this town. And third, politically, this whole area, Fairfax and Falchurch, used to be conservative, was served by a conservative congressman, now is served by a liberal congressman, liberal senator. The area politically had changed, made a big shift toward the left, toward liberalism rather than conservatism, which is the main characteristic of southern Virginia. So there's a big gap in the political environment between Northern Virginia and Southern Virginia, and that change continued to grow, and this particular part of Virginia will be a major factor in electing liberal officials, from the president down to congressmen and members of the House and Senate and so forth, that are more likely to be liberal than conservative.
So that brings me to my next question. Do you think that that's been improved, or do you think that's worsened?
Well, that has been improved.
Do you think that there's been an improvement
Yeah, I think
over the last 20 years?
Well, the question, what is by improvement? I mean, I think the main, if I were to say, the main improvement in the area is the proliferation of number of ethnic restaurants. 50 years ago when we were here, there was nothing. And now every few hundred feet, there's a restaurant, Thai and Indian and Vietnamese and whatever. So in that respect, if somebody likes to go to restaurants, the choice is quite versatile and interesting.
What do you think has gotten worse?
Well, then worse the traffic. Going on Route 7, even from here to supermarket, it takes more time than in the past. There's too many cars on the road, particularly during morning hours or afternoon hours. So in that respect, it's taken more time to move around the area than it used to be.
What do you think has remained the same between now and 20 years ago?
What remained the same? I think the quality of life has remained the same. Where we live, I think the quality of life has remained the same, and services, whatever you need in terms of services, has remained the same or even improved.
And how do you think change has come about? Just for any of those things that you described, like the improvements or the what's gotten worse, how do you think it came about?
Changes come about because, as I said earlier, the demographic change in the population, so it's a more versatile and more varied kind of people. The Anglos are now perhaps in the minority, and you have the majority are people who are born outside the United States, including myself. So in that respect, there have been changes in the area, but also I think the standard of living has improved by and large. This is a very prosperous part of Fairfax County, and outside the pockets of poverty, and not much poverty really, the people seem to be quite prosperous and life is good.